Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Alien vs. Predator Galaxy YouTube channel. This is Aaron Percival, aka Corporal Hicks.
And this is Adam Zeller, aka Ridgetop.
And for this installment of the motion tracker videos, we are going to be talking the brand new announcement, I suppose, of the Marvel's first Predator Omnibus. So they've already announced Aliens was it last month?
I think I'll have to check, but
it was August. Sorry,
the Aliens one is coming out earlier next year in April.
Aliens is April, yeah.
And then this one will be August of 2021. And the official name is Predator: The Original Years Omnibus Volume 1. And again, this was brought to us by the YouTube channel Near Mint Condition, who broke the news on the Aliens Omnibus as well. And just like that one, we're going to be getting a standard cover that you can see here, as well as the more classic-looking direct market variant cover by artist Chris Warner. Now, the new cover, which thankfully we haven't heard any reports of any thievery going on with it, is by Marvel artist, I'm going to not get that pronunciation right, Iban Coelho, maybe? But he's done an Alien versus Predator piece also recently on Twitter, which was really nice looking. Yeah,
this thing here, yeah, very cool piece.
I mean, that's some good comic art. So if that's the kind of art we can expect, I'm happy with that. But what do you think about this? I mean, the lineup looks really strong. Looks like you have most of the classics in there. I thought Predator 2 had not been collected before, but I guess it just recently was in the Dark Horse.
Yeah, it was in their first Essentials one, yeah. Which was actually the first time Dark Horse had republished the Predator 2 adaptation, which was a big deal for that particular volume. But no, unlike, I mean, there's plenty in here, don't get me wrong, there's an absolute ton in here, but unlike Aliens, there's no first times. With Aliens, there were several first times. What did we have? The Space Marines mini comics, Countdown, and I think there was another one in the Aliens one, but no, nothing brand spanking new for this one, which is, I know I feel a little spoiled because the Aliens one was just such a good cracking.
Well, there's always been more Aliens comics than Predator comics.
Yes,
so I mean, I don't see any rare ones you could include in a volume 1 that haven't already been collected, unless you know of some that I don't.
No, offhand, I didn't have anything in mind at all. Really, it was just a looking through, checking what these extra ones were, the Dark Horse Presents and stuff like that. So we've got the very first Predator, which would eventually be released under Concrete Jungle, the title Concrete Jungle.
And it's kind of interesting to see the Predator 2 adaptation right after that, since they share.
I think it's release order. I think it's release order. Because then we have Big Game, Cold War, which is the sequel to the first one. The Bloody Sands of Time, which was a cool World War I story, I do believe.
And the Invaders from the Fourth Dimension, that was like kind of more of a silly one, right?
Yes, that was very much a silly one. It's supposed to be like rural America in the 50s, I think, or the 60s. The drive-in kind of days.
And of course, we have the classic Bad Blood, which is good that they would reprint one that violent. I know a lot of people are concerned about Marvel and if the comics are going to be as adult,
really
and I feel like
it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, I feel like if they're reprinting stuff from Dark Horse that was pretty violent, then yeah, it won't be an issue.
Dark River, which is the third one, the third in the trilogy of Concrete Jungle and Cold War. And it's the last time until Hunters 3 was the last time we saw Dutch's brother, who gets a name in Hunters 3, but I now can't remember what it was. I think it was John. I think it was something nice and mundane, which I really liked.
John,
yeah. Strange Row, which I can't remember what that one is. I'll be honest. I can't remember what Strange Row was about. And then finally Kindred, which was an interesting one because that was the one that posited that perhaps Earth was the Predator's home world. And then a bunch of random ones from Dark Horse Presents, Dark Horse Comics, and A Decade of Dark Horse, which I did actually list out, which are down here, is God's Truth, which was a black and white one. I think about Nazi Gold. I think.
I'm sure there must be one or two Dark Horse Presents in here that I've never read before.
They've been collected before, though.
They've all been in the omnibuses.
Yeah, these are all in the omnibus, yeah.
Then I'm sure I have then.
So you've got issue 0 of Race War, which wasn't uncommon because I think we've also got a Bad Blood prequel as well. No Beast So Fierce, Rite of Passage, which I think had something to do with, or it might be that one. One of them had something to do with Big Game. I can't remember which one it was. The Hunted City, which was a cool one. It had echoes of Concrete Jungle, the game, where it was all about like the mafia in the 30s. And the Blood on Two Witch Mesa. I think that might have actually been, that might have been the one to do with Big Game. And of course, the legendary one-shot that is 1718, the story of the flintlock pistol from Predator 2.
That was a nice little comic.
So no first timers, but it's still a strong lineup, a very strong lineup, and good choice with the direct market cover as well. Like the Alien one, it is the first cover of the Predator comic. That's Chris Warner's cover for Predator 1. Aliens went for a cover from one of the. No, that's not the option, is it? It was. It was the cover for number 1.
You should see it in that one. Oh, maybe not.
No, we didn't include it. I'm sure it's the cover for the first issue of Aliens. So I like that. I do appreciate that throwback to Dark Horse. But yeah, I completely agree. You know, that is a nice cover. I love the tri effect with the lasers.
Yeah.
So. No issues. Just excitement with this one.
No issues with this one. Another good lineup for recollecting the original Dark Horse series, and a lot of those characters are in the current Hunters series. So that's what I'll be curious about, is if they keep this going and we eventually see some of the more modern comics by Dark Horse collected. I'm sure we will.
They're going to do all of them. I mean, it's there in the bank. They own them. Why would they not?
Yeah, but I mean, there's some other questions too, like Predator, the original screenplay. How far into production did that get? Would Marvel just finish that? I think that could be cool. Yeah, and when are we going to see the first Aliens versus Predator omnibus?
When's it? What did you say? This one was August, so Aliens will be December.
You mean AVP?
AVP will be December, yeah.
Probably sometime later next year. I think we'll get an announcement within the next few months, maybe.
I'm still just waiting for that announcement of the first original piece, but I don't.
Yeah,
we're not going to get it this year until Dark Horse loses the license. I think we'll probably see something in January, a proper announcement about something original from Marvel, and that's going to be the big exciting one, I think, because that will give us a nice indication of how it is going to look. Alien versus Predator is going to look under Marvel. I mean, I'm personally not scared about it. I must be honest. I don't think it's going to be neutered. I really don't. So
yeah, no, I've gotten to the point where I don't think so either, unless they give us reason to believe that. It just will be interesting. My main question is still if they're going to push like more creatively risky things, and they probably won't, than Dark Horse. So I will miss that aspect a little bit. But then, will it make up for it with the high production values that Marvel's going to have access to? We'll just have to see. We'll have to see how these comics turn out. I hope they're not too like by the numbers Alien and Predator stories, and they actually try some really interesting things.
Yeah. Are you planning on getting any of these new Marvel Omnibus?
Oh, I'm going to get them all.
Okay. See, I'm the same. You know what? I always said, you know what? I don't need them. I've got all the Dark Horse ones because I got all of the omnibus that they brought out. but they're the smaller A5 size, and then Dark Horse started bringing out the new Essentials, and
they were
fancy hardback, and they were So I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with Marvel as well.
I'm just curious to see if they'll have any other supplemental material in here, like behind the scenes, the history, or anything like that. I'm not too familiar with Marvel's hardcover omnibus, but I've heard they're nice. Okay, I've heard they do include some of that stuff.
Just depends if they're going to have access to it, I guess. If it's going to be there in what they inherit from Dark Horse, because Dark Horse would never really, as far as I remember, I didn't have a great many of the trades. From what I did have, I got rid of when I got the smaller omnibus.
That's honestly why I always got the trades, is because they would have those nice intros with all the people who worked on it, and it would go through the history of the comic and all that, and what they thought about the series.
But that's been one of the nicer things of the new Essentials and the hardbacks that they've been doing recently was the insights and the newer forwards and stuff like that from people like Mark Verheiden and Chris Warner. I don't expect to see them in these, but it would be nice to get something like that.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
So what do you guys and girls out there think? Are you planning on picking these up? Have you already got them and you're not picking them up because you've got them? Or is this going to be your sort of first dive into the expanded universe of Alien and Predator? Let us know down in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching. Details of all our socials and areas that you can reach us are on the bottom of the screen right now on the nice little banner thing. This has been Corporal Hicks
and Rich Top
signing off.